Let's come to the opportunities. We've addressed strength, we've addressed weaknesses. What are the opportunities the nation has today in nation building with 1.2 billion people?
See, India is this nation is a tremendous opportunity, a possibility. This is something that anybody who looks at this nation with closely enough can clearly see here. Rest of the world clearly sees that this is a nation of tremendous possibility. But what we need to understand is, between a possibility and a reality, there is a distance. Do you have the courage, commitment and the conviction to walk the distance? That's always the question. Definitely it's a great possibility, we are sitting on the threshold. But do not underestimate our ability to goof things up. I'm not being pessimistic, I'm the last person to be pessimistic about anything, but I know our ability to goof things. I see it every day. The way they drive on the street, the way they do things, the way everything is made. We have a phenomenal ability to goof up things because we are too much genius with very little organization. Yes. Everybody thinks he's a genius. If you go sit in a tea shop, in a street side, in a rural India… No, I'm not talking politics. If you sit in a tea shop in somewhere rural India, street side, because I've driven across the country, I've sat in dabas and tea shops so much. I've crisscrossed India on my motorcycle, so I lived in dabas and tea shops all the time. So, you will see the guy who's making the tea there, he will be telling how Tendulkar should have made the right shot. How how his technique is not good, he's doing the wrong approach.
Or Bishan Bedi sitting here, how he could have bowled.
Whatever, these kind of things. He will be talking about how the Prime Minister should have run the country differently. Only problem with him is he does not know how to make good tea. So, this is the problem, we're too exuberant. A society like this is generally considered a high context society. We're too much context, not enough content. It's a very beautiful way to exist on one level, but if we do not organize, if we do not focus this natural exuberance of the people, a certain intelligence which is free-willing intelligence, you will have a chaotic situation which seems to be going somewhere but not going anywhere. It's like a whirlwind making its own rounds. So it needs a little forceful engagement of pushing it in a certain direction. A little authority to push it. People don't understand what powers India. It's powered by itself. It's just like a whirlwind, but you must be able to direct it in the direction that you want it to go. That needs a little bit of authority. But we picked up all kinds of fancy ideas, we don't like authority, we don't like any kind of authority. We would like to go all over the place. Just see, the driving on the street is a clear demo. I'm not talking about authoritarianism, but a certain authority which organizes this whirlwind of chaos is needed for this country to push it in one direction, otherwise we'll keep going round and round. We've been sitting on a threshold. For me, the economic development that everybody is talking about, I am not thinking about how you can transform your life from Maruti to Mercedes, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not against cars, I like them but that is not the thing. There are over 600 million people. Today night, after this is over, when we go wherever we go, table at which we sit, there will be a choice of dinner that you and me can choose. There are 600 million people who have no such choice tonight. The child who has to go to school tomorrow, he is not eating what is necessary for him to go and remember who is Mahatma Gandhi's wife. He doesn't care a damn, because he's not eaten right. The woman who carries a child in her womb doesn't have the necessary nourishment to bring out something that's worthwhile. Now, This can change in next 5 to 8 years' time if we handle things right. It matters that we handle this right.
So you really combine the opportunity with the threat. Because the same population, the same energy, if goofed up, as you said, could be a threat.
Of
Is
course.
there any other threat other than this?
See, this is the biggest threat for India. This also happened in the economic forum. Our people, particularly the corporate and also the ministers were… everywhere you hear this, I think everybody is repeating this chant, "We are the youngest nation in the world, we are the youngest nation in the world." I sat through this and I was amazed why everybody is gloating about we are the youngest nation. So I asked them, what happened to the old people? They said, what? No, we are the youngest nation. I said, that's okay, but what happened to the old people?
Yeah.
I want you to know in India, nobody gets old. People die young. That's why we are the youngest nation in the world. Yes, it is a tragedy that we don't have old people. But this tragedy can be turned into a tremendous possibility right now because compared to the rest of the world, we are a youthful nation, we have the opportunity to power ourselves into well-being. But we must understand why we are the youngest nation. Suppose we are saying right now 60% of the population is below 30 and we are very proud. Tomorrow you find 60% of the population is below 15. Something wrong has happened or no? Why are we not looking at it? We've not run it properly. Why don't we see people are not growing old, people are not living… My great-grandmother lived to be 113. Nobody is living like that. Everybody is dying in their 50s and 60s or even less. So we have the synergy of youth right now. Though our poets are eulogizing many things about the country, I want you to understand for 1.25 billion people, you neither have the land, nor mountains, nor forests, nor rivers, nor even a piece of sky for 1.25 billion people. If all of them have to live in decent housing, almost literally, huge occupation will happen, there'll be nothing left. Only reason why we seem to be managing is because they're living like cattle packed up in one room, 12 people are sleeping, we're managing. If every one of them has to have a decent bedroom, you won't have place. So only thing that you have is people. If you have this population, educated, focused, balanced and inspired, we are a miracle. If you leave them uneducated, unfocused, uninspired, unskilled, we are the biggest disaster waiting.
Do we need money?
We have the money. We have the money, we have not had a determined leadership. What is been lacking is leadership. Because I'm not somebody who takes any political stance, but I'm just looking back, I'm seeing, leave the first 25 years after independence. They did whatever best they could do with little that they had and it's a heady times, okay? But after the passing of Jawaharlal Nehru, we've not really had a prime minister. In the sense, somebody always except that Lal Bahadur Shastri for a short period and maybe Narasimha Rao for a little period, which was… government was tottering all the time. Rest of the time, somebody becomes a prime minister only because somebody dies and Indian emotion, like a cinemite, overtakes everybody and somebody's daughter, somebody's son, somebody becomes the prime minister. We've never really had someone who has roots in the nation, who knows what this country is and who's burning with aspiration to make this nation something. We've never had that. It's only by default that people have become prime ministers in this country.
But don't the leaders come from within the community, within the people?
No, I'm saying prime ministers happen only because somebody died.
But you also have certain states. We're talking about even state governance. We're not only talking about central governance.
Yes, but…
India has 29 states today. It's state governance. Look what's happening with Uttar Pradesh today. Uttar Pradesh, what is happening? It's a leadership which was elected 2.5 years ago with overwhelming acceptance. What happened? It come from within. But what's gone wrong? What is the present state? I'm not saying gone wrong or right. So aren't people responsible for it?
No. We are a democracy in paper. But our mindset is essentially feudalistic. Because I'm saying even among the elite and educated, Suppose you do well tomorrow, suppose our present Prime Minister does really well tomorrow, people will cry, I wish we had a son. You understand? People will cry, we wish he had a son, because when he goes, his son could become the Prime Minister. I'm saying in our mindset, we are still feudalistic. So when you are feudalistic, things are run in a certain way. What essentially it means is being feudalistic or democratic is, feudalistic means who your father was matters. Democracy means I don't care a damn who your father was, I don't want to know. This is why I said Mahatma Gandhi's wife, I don't want to know who she is, I don't want to know who Mahatma Gandhi's father is. We bow down to him for who he is, and that's all that matters to us. And that's how it should be in a democratic nation. We care who you are, we don't care who your father was. You may care who your father was, I don't care who your father was. I only care who you are.
Surya Kriya is a powerful process of activating the sun within you. When I say activating the sun within you, sun is in every aspect of whatever you see on this planet. Fundamentally, it is a solar energy which is driving life on this planet. So when we do Surya Kriya, we want to generate that energy within the system. There is a cousin to Surya Kriya, which is a Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is a kind of practice that evolved out of Surya Kriya. Surya Namaskar is largely a way of saluting the sun, but Surya Kriya has more spiritual intentions. Surya Kriya has more powerful connotations attached to it. The different dimensions of Surya Kriya. Physically, it's a powerful process. The way it trains your mind, there are few parallels to it. There are mystical dimensions to it. It is a way of adjusting your body to the celestial activity. So this is a way of adjusting your system, not just your physical system, your energy system, your psychological process, to the celestial geometry, so that you are in sync with the existence. The sun's cycles happen in once in 12.25 to 12.5 years. The moon's cycle happens in 28 days. If your physiological cycles run in sync with the sun's cycles, your physical health will be great, your mental balance will be perfect, and your life will happen effortlessly. So the idea of yoga is that your body becomes a possibility, not a barrier. If that has to happen, everything within your system should function with least amount of resistance, with least amount of friction. The idea of Hatha Yoga is to knead the system, not just the physical body, to knead the whole system in such a way that all these frictions are machined out or smoothened out in such a way that after some time if you sit here, there's absolutely no sense of friction within you. You have only the outside to deal with, nothing else. There is nothing that this is not an issue anymore. This mechanism is no more an issue. Only if it becomes like that, you can deal with the outside with a phenomenal ease and capability. Now, coming to Surya Kriya is a phenomenal process in that direction to bring smoothness to the system. This smoothness to the system or this well-oiled feeling within yourself will not come unless you are in sync with the larger system, which is the solar system. The larger body of who you are is the solar system. That is why this is called as Hatha Yoga.
Surya Kriya includes several aspects that enrich one's life, develops mental clarity and focus, remedies weak constitutions, boosts vigor and vitality, balances hormonal levels in the body, prepares one for deeper states of meditation,
Good evening, sir. I had a question. From what I understood about self-enhancing that you spoke about, I felt that there might be a need of a guide. So, is there such a necessity? And if yes, how important is the role of a guide?
How important
What is the role of a guide in self-enhancing?
of a guide?
Guide.
See, when I talk about the inner dimension, it is not a difficult place to get, but it is an uncharted terrain, not a place where you have traveled. So if you're traveling in a space that you are not used to, it is definitely sensible to walk with a guide. Can I not do it myself? You can. Not that you cannot. You definitely can. It is just that to find that block which is right next to this hall, you may go around the world and come back and may find. If you talk to somebody who's walked the campus, he will say it's right here, isn't it? If you don't ask and you want to find it yourself, you may go around the world 3 times and still miss it. For that sake, you need a guide. It is always, this question is coming up as a… Did you learn ABC with somebody's guidance? Did you learn how to write A with somebody's guidance? Yes. B also? Yes. When that is the case, I don't see what is the problem. It is a huge problem everywhere. Can't I do it myself? Well, did you even learn A by yourself? You learned with somebody's help, isn't it? What is your problem when it comes to exploring an inner dimension of such great significance to you? Is it not important that you go with somebody who's already walked the path? Is it not much simpler and sensible? If there is no guide anywhere, of course you have to do it yourself. But it may take a lifetime. If I give you… you're an engineer right now, but still, if I open my watch and put it into… mix it up and give it to you, the next 3-4 years of your engineering, you may be still fixing this watch. Yes, I'm telling you, if you don't give your manual, nothing. I will just take away this watch into pieces and give it to you. You may spend 3 years just to put it back. A watch is not a new thing on this planet, isn't it? It is not a new thing in this world, but still you may take 3 years to put it together. So if you had a guidebook, how to put it together, you may do it in 10 minutes, isn't it? So that's why a guide definitely needed, I would say. Otherwise it'll take unnecessarily length of time. Impractical lengths of time it will take, which is not necessary, because life is after all a brief amount of time.
मैं सभी की ओर से सद्गुरु देव का स्वागत करती, इंदौर शहर में अभिनंदन करती हूँ, जिन्होंने इस नदी अभियान को आगे बढ़ाया।
सद्गुरु के सामने शपथ लें कि हम पेड़ लगाएंगे, नदी बचाएंगे, पर्यावरण का संरक्षण करेंगे।
हम ये मानते हैं हमारी जो नदियां हैं वो जीवनदायिनी हैं, और इसके लिए हम देखते हैं नदी के किनारे ही गांव बसता है, शहर बसता है, लेकिन केवल बसता नहीं है, हमारे जितने भी साधु संत योगी सब लोग नदी के किनारे ही तपश्चर्या करते हैं, और ऐसा ही एक सद्गुरु एक अलग प्रकार की तपश्चर्या करने के लिए निकला है, लोगों को जगाने के लिए।
Environment and concerns of environment are not for the sitting rooms of the elite anymore. It is everybody's business, because it's no more a fanciful engagement, it is a fight for survival. If we want a solution, we need a national policy to treat our rivers as a national treasure, not as individual private property. As right now, everybody is doing whatever they feel like according to their whims.
Each of these videos is a construction, and whoever reaches the end is helping to sustain this work. If this content resonated with you, leave a comment, share it, subscribe, and of course, give it a like. Also, take a look at the links in the description. There are more paths for you to explore. Thanks a lot, big hug, and see you in the next video.